voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Good afternoon and welcome back. It's the Suzette Speak Show. The time in the city is now 1:33. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We got so much to talk about. There's news you can use, hot topics, social media trends is what I give you each and every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I'm smiling right now, y'all, but I'm not giving you too much laughs today because the voter turnout in this election has been so terrible that I don't even know how to put it into words, but I'm going to let the numbers back it up for me. I'm talking about the Congressional District 20. This has become national news, y'all. If you have not been paying attention, we just had on Tuesday our primary election in the state of Florida, and that means each of the parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, had a chance to pick and select their winners to go head to head with the opposition, the opposing party, on November 3rd, right? So the Democrats all got together, selected their top person for each race. So did the Republicans, and we are finding out who is now victorious and who will face off in November. But the biggest headline right now, and I'm going to take this from an article written by Local 10 News. Local 10 News, this is a local news outlet in South Florida, right? Serving Broward and Miami-Dade. Well, the results are in. Florida primary, Broward supervisor of election goodness, what's up with the tongue tie? Come on, Sue. Florida in Broward County, the supervisor of election has let us know how many and what percentage of registered voters have turned out. How many and what percentage of total registered voters have turned out? Broward County, what did you do? How did you do? Well, according to Local 10 News, in an interview with the supervisor of elections for Broward County, Mr. Joe Scott said, what? Frighten me. Joe Scott, Broward County supervisor of elections, according to this Local 10 article, where we are discussing the turnout and the low numbers of registered people who registered to vote but didn't vote in the primaries. It is abysmal. Joe Scott, Broward County supervisor of elections, reported that the county's primary voter turnout was total. How many of 100% do you think came out? Of 100%. If all the registered voters is 100%, what percentage do you think came out in the primary? Anybody, class? Anybody? Anybody in the back? What y'all saying? All my listeners, I'm asking you, what do you think? Being a little sarcastic. What do you think? What y'all say? 25%? Who said 25? Who said 50? You're wrong. I'll tell you that right off the bat, Mr. 50 or Mrs. 50%. You think so much people would have come out to determine who's going to represent them in the future? You think it would be a high percentage? Absolutely not. The total amount of voter turnout in just Broward County alone of all the registered people, 16.24% on Tuesday came out to vote. Broward County has 346 precincts and more than 1.35 million registered voters. Some people say 1.4 million. Broward County total is like 2 million, but registered voters say 1.4. And as of just about the close of polls on Tuesday, the total amount of people out of the 1.4 million that voted was 217,000. 217,000 and change, 520 had cast a ballot. Nearly 35% voted by mail. That's good to know. If you want to vote by mail again and you didn't request your November ballot, go ahead and do it now, because you have to do it at least, I believe it's 2 weeks before the election, so that they can get the request, mail it to you, and you have time to drop it back off. So of all the people that voted in Broward, 35%, about a third, more than a third, voted by mail. 28% voted early, another third, well, less give or take. So they went during early voting. And about 36% went on election day. That's pretty high. 36.6% voted on election day, according to data released by the Broward County Supervisor of Elections, Joe Scott. Wow. Now, it really bothers me, though, when you think about 1.4 million people being registered and only 217,000. 16.24%, 16% of the people voted. So what was the result of that? Well, we've been talking about results. Like I said, we are making headlines in the state of Florida still today. First and foremost, the election of the United States Senate candidate for the Democrats, Miss Angie Nixon, has been breaking the internet. Angie Nixon, House of Representatives member from Jacksonville, Duval. That's what they say, Duval County. Jacksonville, also known as Duval County. She came from an organizing background, running statewide organizations, labor unions. We're going to deep dive into Angie Nixon tomorrow. I'm sad. Tomorrow is my last day with my intern. My intern is going back to school. Lexi, if you're listening, big up yourself. I've enjoyed having her. We're going to do an extended program tomorrow for her farewell. She's done wonderfully. We have an internship program here. If you have a young person who's interested in radio communications, we'd love to have them. But big up Lexi. But Miss Angie Nixon, outside of the low voter turnout all over the state, the big story is a woman who was not expected to win the United States Senate nomination. If you haven't heard about her, start looking her up and start looking up her platform from now. Now, I will brag a bit. I will boast a bit. She was already on the Suzette Speak show. Oh, yes. I had her before. She was on MSNBC. She's on CNN. She's on Good Morning with Gayle King. She's on everybody's platform. Everybody calling up her phone. I had her here first because I saw the boldness. I saw the talent. I saw the passion. I invited her here when she first made news. She spoke about it here on the Suzette Speak show. This was months ago when the redistricting, the drawing of the maps for Florida was reset by the Republicans and drawn in their favor, where Democrats lost basically the potential to have 8 seats in Congress. Now they can most likely, if they win, have 4. They switched up the map. Angie Nixon protested on the House floor in Tallahassee with a bullhorn in her pink jumpsuit. Y'all, I'm wearing fuchsia today. Y'all can't see me in the studio. Well, if you're watching on the YouTube, big up if you're watching on the YouTube. If you could, her campaign colors was the hot pink fuchsia, honey. That's what I'm doing. It was by accident, but I'm channeling today. If you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on the Facebook, you will see the hot pink fuchsia, which is her campaign color. But with her background, she served as a representative for Jacksonville since 2020 in Tallahassee. She's a member of both the Democratic Party, and just 3 weeks ago, she also joined the Democratic Socialists of America. Now, we're going to get a little deeper into it tomorrow because people are using this word, socialism, and it means different things to different cultures. I want to also say, South Florida, we don't have to explain that. What does it mean? Well, she believes in universal child care. She believes that the government, through taxing the ultra rich, the 1%, less than even, they're not even one, they're less than the top less than 1% of people that own all the resources. Because she believes, and I'm not putting words in her mouth, you look up her platform, that there's been a flow of money, flow of resources from the very bottom, from the masses of people, to the everyday woman and man, from the worker, the hard worker who goes to work and makes very little compared to these massive corporations that are making millions and billions off of people and not giving back to the workers that make these organizations and corporations possible, and even exploiting them, some would argue, and even exploiting the consumer who are buying the product, the food, the AI, whatever the product is, while those at the very top eat, get money. There are people that are waking up to this, and I'm telling you, just by looking at the results of the United States Senate Democratic race, people are resonating with it. I have seen comments being made by commentators who don't know about the state of Florida. That's why we are here. Voice of the Caribbean, we know what the people want. We know what the people are saying. We're here to reflect back who you are and your values. Okay, you have people out of state that dropped a person, Alex Vindman, into the state of Florida with all this money. He had a track record. He had testified against Donald Trump in an impeachment. He was a whistleblower, served our country honorably. But he didn't know about Florida and what we got going on down here. He seemed like what they call a carpetbagger. Carpetbagger is an old school term in politics for someone that comes from outside of your county, your district, your state, from mostly up north to down south. That's where the term was coined because they had actual carpetbags back in the day. We got to understand where some of these terminologies come. But people from outside coming into your state, trying to run things for you. Well, Miss Angie Nixon, born and raised, native of Jacksonville, Florida, graduate of Stanton College Preparatory School and my alma mater, University of Florida. Go Gators. Smart girl. Formerly worked as an aide to another state rep where she got her start, Mia Jones, when she represented the 14th District in Jacksonville. She is the co-founder, Miss Angie Nixon, of Melanin Market, an outdoor market which allows small business owners to sell healthy food options and connect with local residents and make sure they enjoy their local resources. She own a farmer's market. We love it. She make a speech. No, I'm not to find the speech. The audio for the speech is kind of bad, guys. I want to play it for you. Her winning speech. She have a fire in her belly. Because guess what? The numbers are not in her favor. The outlying numbers of fundraising, the opponent that she ran against raised 16 plus million. She raised one. She never had enough money to even advertise on TV. I brought her here on the Suzette Speak Show to talk about her standing up against redistricting in Florida. We did that interview way back before she became the nominee because, again, we want to bring you interesting people who have impact and leadership that you should know about. She was here, yeah man, me bring her on long before she win this nomination. Long before. Because that's what we do here at Voice of the Caribbean. Yes, darling. Remember, this is the Suzette Speak Show. Mind me get in trouble. All the opinions expressed here are that of me, the hostess with the mostest, our guests, our callers. You can call me. Now I want to know how you feel about this election, guys. Were you disappointed? Some people are calling me a ball. I have lunch with a colleague yesterday. He was like, whoa, these people didn't vote. 16% turnout of all of the registered voters. 16% came out. There was enough voters to beat anybody you wanted to beat. But here we go. We have Congressional District 20. People are upset. Should it have been Debbie Wasserman? Really? She got 40%. Let me look online. But when we look, majority of people who did vote voted for somebody else. I'm just saying, let's look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Outside of the abysmal Broward County turnout, same thing with Miami-Dade. They didn't do much better. Sorry, Broward, I'm giving it to you. But people are really paying attention to CD20 with Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Who is she going to represent? You? CD20? You first? I'm asking. People are now odds. Oh, that shouldn't be. It's too late. When we are asking people to get involved in the process, you can't wait till after the election. It's just what it is. I also want to give a shout out to the judges of Broward County. Big up my illustrious colleague, Veronica Walker, who will be headed to the bench. Proud of you, sis. Another black woman takes the bench in Broward County. And also, special shout out to Tamar Hamilton. She was in a 3-person race. In order to win judge in the state of Florida, you have to have 50% or more of the votes. Tamar got the most in her district in Broward County, but she was at 40-some%. She did not quite get the 50%. So she and a guy named, what's his name, Fry, is going to go to head-to-head runoff in November. So she's a step closer. I'm proud of you, Tamar Hamilton. Third time's a charm, sis. We speaking it, sis. We speaking it, sis. She need our support. If you say you need more diversity on the bench, when are you supporting the people who are running for office? When you sit at home, when are you supporting the people running for office? When you're talking to me and you're calling after you never vote, when are you actually supporting them? We understand the system now. We're here. I also thought about my Haitian brothers and sisters. I also thought about, I was like, Lord, was it turnout low because these people are afraid to go to the polls? Is that by design, God? My opinions. Was it the turnout low because people don't understand the system? Why is it? The people that come out of them bed, you didn't think it was, nobody on this ballot was worthy of your vote? Y'all went to Uncle Luke party, but you never vote for. Let me play the clip. I'm going to play a clip. Let me calm down. I'm going to play a clip now. I saw it on the Roland Martin show, and it was done by a local reporter. He used the clip. I guess I have to give credit to both. I want to say it's NBC6 reporter. I wish I had her name right now on the top of my tongue, but she interviewed a man who sat at a table at Uncle Luke Campbell's campaign party after the election. Every candidate has their campaign rally, their party, right? So after the polls closed on Tuesday, you had Sheila Sherfilis. She was at Smitty's. You had, for example, Dale Holness. He met and rallied at his office. I think Mike was there with his own system. And you had all the different candidates. Uncle Luke was at the, I forget the name of this place, off Sistrunk, right? The barbershop off Sistrunk. And so different people, support their candidates, show up at the rally. They want to be supportive, watch the results come in. People, like-minded people like to be together. So everybody go to the different rally. Listen to this man. My heart break. Listen to this man. My God. All right, I'm going to play it from the Roland Martin. Hold on. I got to put on my headphones. Sorry if it squeak a little bit. All right, no feedback. Good. No feedback. Man, I talk loud, I'm talking loud. Because some feel it in my spirit. Let me play what this one man said, why he didn't go to, or why he went to the after party, the Luke rally, post-election rally for Uncle Luke. Why he went to the rally, but he never voted. When I say my heart breaks, I'm like, why are people staying home? Why are they not voting? What is happening? And he was interviewed by this reporter. I'm playing the clip from Roland Martin, but I think it was an NBC6 reporter. Here goes one gentleman at the Uncle Luke after party describing why he didn't vote. Listen up. Well. That was a clip from an NBC reporter via the Roland Martin show that also used that clip. And we heard firsthand that a man who was at the Uncle Luke, Luther Campbell, who ran for Congress, CD20, he ran for Congress. He's at Uncle Luke's election party. The after party for the election being closed and the polls closed, and then you go to your candidate's party to watch the results come in and see if they won. He's at Uncle Luke's election party, a grown man. And he says no one told him or he felt misinformed about the election and that he doesn't want to make a misinformed decision and people only tell him or tell us, as he was saying, that it's most important to vote every 4 years and not every 2 years. And he's like, in the midterms, and she's like, the midterms, and he's like, oh, that's what it's called, the midterms. And he's like, no one is emphasizing that we need to vote that year. What do we do? South Florida, what do we do to reach a person like that who is at the after party for a man who ran but never even voted for him? He says he didn't understand the importance and he didn't want to be misinformed. What is going on, South Florida? And all over Florida. Literally less than 20%, most places. Different counties, same result. A small handful of the party faithful make the decision for everybody of who's going to run in November. The primary is when you get to pick your horse, so to speak, in the horse race. Then it's on head to head in November. The primary is when you see who reflects your values the most from your party to represent and carry the banner for your party into November. The primaries, to me, is the most important thing. But it doesn't look like our community is fully engaging because they don't necessarily understand that. So what is the comprehensive plan? What are we doing to have these conversations from our barbershops and our salons, nail shops, to the bookstores, flea markets, farmers markets, right? Different offices that people visit, churches. I don't know. I don't say I have all the answers, guys. But I still find it quite heartbreaking that grown people, is a choice. Some people are saying, oh, beat him up online. If he's not informed, it's his choice. He's choosing not to be informed. I'm not going to go as far as to say that. Maybe he does not have proper civic knowledge. He really don't understand and he's afraid to ask. I don't know. But the majority of people that could have showed up could have easily beat the winner in any race. But it's only who shows up matters. That's who matters, who shows up. This is a Suzette Speak Show. The time is 1:55. We're going to go a little extra today because we got, again, election results that have rocked the nation. We have a winner in the United States Senate, Democratic primary. We got to go back to governor, though. Y'all happy with the governor choices? That's the two that made it through the primary. Whether you voted or not, somebody put these two, David Jolly on the Democratic side versus Byron Donalds on the Republican side. Byron Donalds does have Caribbean heritage. This is interesting. On the Republican side, Byron Donalds got 48% of the vote. Jay Collins, a lieutenant governor under Ron DeSantis, the second in line to the governor. Jay Collins is a lieutenant governor, got 25%. But this man right here on the ballot, James Fishback, there are people who have been reading articles about him that he is out and out. What can I call him? He's an out there candidate. People saying allegedly he's bigoted, he's racist, he has all kinds of baggage. He got 10% of the vote. 177,000 people on the Republican side still voted for James Fishback after I was reading all these articles about where he stands. He called Byron Donalds names. He called, oh my gosh, but 177,000, 10% of the Republicans that showed up still voted for him. Well, congratulations to Mr. Byron Donalds. He's the top contender for the Republicans. Mr. David Jolly and Lieutenant Governor Gwen Graham. I have to give a shout out, though, in that race. I had her on last Friday. You heard from her, Dana Marie Foster, a teacher from Broward County that ran for governor. Also put double digits up on the totals of votes. Girl, go 15%. 189,000 people voted for Dana Marie Foster. You had her here. Again, I don't follow the hype. I follow the substance. She was right here on the Suzette Speak Show. We had her in an evening special session last Friday, one-on-one with Dana Marie Foster. She had a good showing. So did Dottie Joseph. Shout out to Dottie. She was a state representative from North Miami. Dottie Joseph only got in the race a few weeks ago. and still got 10% of the vote too. 119,000 people voted for Donald Trump. Listen, don't let one thing I'm getting from this election, don't let nobody tell you say you can't do something what you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you what you're not capable of. They outspent Miss Angie Nixon 20-1 in some of the media markets. She didn't have enough money to put nothing on TV. 60,000 she spent on TV ads. Look how Florida big. She had $1 million, but look what happened after she win. Upset the favorite, upset the super funded Alex Vindman, the establishment choice from DC. They was presenting him on a platter. He had a too much money advantage. There's no way he can lose. The people spoke. The people spoke. Now, I get she doesn't agree with everything that's on the Democratic Socialists of America. I've watched several interviews with her because I was getting ready for this. I got to go into more. Who is Angie Nixon? I'm going to get into it more on tomorrow's show with Miss Lexi. It'll be her last show. I've enjoyed having her. Shout out to our interns on Voice of the Caribbean. If you have a young person looking to break into the industry, yeah, link us. We'll see if it's a good fit. And we love to have, the next generation being nurtured here at Voice of the Caribbean, and particularly on the Suzette Speak Show. But I'm wondering, what did you take away? What did you take away from this election? You can call me, 850-446-0562. I'm going to be here for a little extra. Thank you, Miss Lisa. She's allowing us to go a little bit deeper because of the election results. Also, tomorrow, again, we're going to go into who these people are. Everybody keeps saying, I see the name. Some people, I didn't get a text. I never got a call. Nobody told me nothing. I didn't vote. Well, let's start the education right here on the Suzette Speak Show. We're going to start getting into some details and following what happened so we understand and not place blame, but we got to understand so we can wake up a sleeping giant. Y'all, I got to take a quick break. I'm coming in for a little extra overtime today, thanks to Miss Lisa. Keep it locked right here. More Suzette Speak Show right after this.
WLYF HD2 Miami, 101.5 HD2. This is the all-new Voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio.
WLYF 101.5 FM, HD2 Miami. Simulcasting on 96.9 FM. The Voice of the Caribbean.
Jano Star. Want to Charles? Yo, it coming like me fall and drop, brother. No street light, no hotel, no kind of light. I saw them club at dark in a Star. You hurt yourself? So what me I gonna do? God, floor jam legal. I could sue them and get some money. Where you broke? Your tour? Where you broke? Your knee? I know it coming like every part for me, bro. Yo, may I carry the hospital first? Then we gonna make sure you call floor jam legal. See, we're gonna sue them because the place dark like midnight. Yeah, man, call me with a want something now for this in a car, no, sir. Something? I don't know. It's like a 6 figures, my youth.
Call Flow Jam Legal today. Personal injury, slip and fall, wrongful death, and workplace injury. Call Flow Jam Legal, 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or visit them online at flowjamlegal.com. FLOJAM
Reggae Band Sunday at Cocoon Restaurant and Lounge. Reggae Band Sunday. Try one of our delicious Caribbean dishes while sipping on your favorite cocktail and vibe to your favorite reggae hits being performed live by the Progression Band. $5 rum punch, $100 bottle, live DJ. Hosted by Mikey Mike from the Voice of the Caribbean. Free admission from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m.
I feel good.
It's Reggae Band Sunday every Sunday at Cocoon Restaurant and Lounge. Located at 15531 Sheridan Street in Davie, Florida. Get tickets online at cocoontickets.com. That's KEKOON tickets.com.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the
Friday, September 11th, Super Dog presents his annual birthday celebration. The
all-white edition at an event called Virgoholic. Virgoholic, as he celebrates his birthday in white, all white, Friday, September 11th, with music by Chris Diamond from Code Red Sound, Jamaica.
Chris Diamond, the latest favorite DJ, will be there.
Kareem High.
Yes, truly, Friday Landmark will be live.
DJ Mama's Boy and Jukes of Fire.
You know your boy Jukes of Fire over there.
So you know say niceness. You know it's a real party. Virgoholic, Superdon's birthday celebration. Friday, September 11th at 4360 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes. Get tickets on Eventbrite.com for Superdon's birthday celebration, the all-white edition. Virgoholic.
From poverty to big dreams, and on the down, then we be perform. Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving and when you're going from point A to B. I need you to stay safe, please. So always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving and when you're going from point A to B. I need you to stay safe, please. So always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is WLYFHD2, Miami.
Lisa B, Ragamuffin International. I'm glad you call I man. I'm Muffin Raga. Kill Tin Pan sound. You never know. On this radio station. It's all over the world. Listen carefully. We have satisfying people. Lisa B, Ragamuffin International. Guaranteed satisfaction. Let me tell you truthfully about this good world and me. Ragamuffin International. Satisfying, hey. Come along, my girl. You're gonna get love. I know that I will. Ragamuffin International in there still. Playing hot rocks, jump and sound. We lock down all radio station, all around town. Back up, Ragamuffin International, yeah. They are me say, stay tuned on the way. Yeah. All night long, all day long, I want. No other radio station, Ragamuffin International, national impact. Stay tuned in to me. What we play, Lisa. Hey, let me warn you and you, hey, you. Ragamuffin International coming to. Hear me say, Lisa, you're the most I know. Boom, boom. Yeah. All night long. Stay tuned to Ragamuffin International.